Hi, this is Gary White. I'm in Fredericktown in Washington County. I'm here with John Mudd, who's actually a co-owner of a business in Fredericktown. Do you want to tell us a little bit?
This is Joseph Thomas. We make candles and arranged botanicals. We've been doing this for about 8 months now, and we're real happy with our progress. We started out very small, but we've been picked up by several different lines, different stores throughout the country, and actually we're on every continent now except Australia.
Oh wow!
So we're real excited about that.
That's great. It all comes out of Fredericktown, the Burg. Exactly.
We're real proud of the Burg.
Yeah. John here is actually a native of Washington County, right?
Yes, I grew up here. I went to school at the local school here. Went to high school at Bethlehem in Bardstown, and moved away after college. Worked on a cruise ship and got to see some of the world, and just decided that the Burg was where I wanted to be, and was fortunate to start a business that allowed me to do that.
That's great. Now, tell us a little about Joseph Thomas.
Joseph Thomas is a combination of the two owners' middle names. I'm John Thomas, and Craig Stevenson is Craig Joseph. We started this with the candles and the botanicals, and with the idea that if that went over, we would expand into bath and spa products and create different lines that we could sell.
Okay. Now behind us, you can see some of the botanicals that you do, right?
Yes.
And you have a variety of different scents, right? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the scents?
Well, we have 9 different scents. The candles as well as the botanicals. I'd like probably for Craig to explain more about the scents, if that's okay.
Sure, because he's the designer, right?
He's the designer, and I might step on his toes.
Yeah. John here is in charge of production.
Yes, I do production.
Well, tell us a little bit about, this is a company that is going around the world, as you said. You actually are in 500 distributors now, including Neiman Marcus.
Yes,
nationally,
Neiman Marcus is our national distributor.
And it all comes out of the Burg here.
Yes, everything comes from the Burg. We import a lot of our products that we make from different sources in China. They produce our suede boxes, our packaging, and our glassware for our botanicals. The elements, the different ingredients that go into our arranged botanicals mainly come from India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Philippines. And so it's real interesting to see how many things come from around the world, and we're able to put them together here in the Burg.
That's great.
Thank you.
Now, where are we located actually? This kind of, where you have your business has a family connection for you as well, right?
Yes, this was the general store in the Burg for many years. It was my great uncle originally had the store, and then several families have owned it since then. I grew up walking here, had a little charge account, could get my candy bar and walk home. So it's real nice. People that grew up from around this other area, whether they live here now or just are passing through, they like to come in and take a look at, they've got a lot of fond memories of sitting here and gossiping and buying their groceries, and
exactly.
It's a nice community. Now,
some of the people behind us are actually working. How many people do you have working?
I have 8 full-time staff. We work Monday through Friday. They all live within a mile or 2 from here. Wow. And they're great. That's the major part of our company. We love working with the people that we have. We're real fortunate to have this staff.
Great local connection.
Yes, that's right.
That's great. Now, tell us a little about some of the challenges that you have for working actually within the Burg.
Probably our greatest challenge is, and we're having a very hard time overcoming it, is we aren't able to get a high-speed internet connection here. And not that we are a high-tech company, but we do so much business over the internet. Yes, just communications and financial, just how we charge people for our product. It's just very difficult to work with that. But we're working with the county. How Good is helping out a whole lot, trying to get us a high-speed internet connection, not just for us, but for the whole community.
Right, that's great.
If we can get that, we'll definitely stay in the Burg for years to come, hopefully.
Great. So it's something exciting and different that's going on down in the Burg. We're actually going to get a chance to learn a little bit more about the product in just a minute here on Channel 6, so stay with us. He's going to walk us kind of through the process for putting the botanicals together. Up front here you can see several of the botanicals that you do have. Again, just run down, like, if you can, a list of the different scents that you do use, and I'll talk to Craig more about how they came up with them, right?
Sounds great. The 9 scents that we have, our most popular seller is willow. It's by far the hardest one to make too, unfortunately, but people really like it. Wheat, jacaranda, forsythia, lychee, persimmon. Dogwood is the second highest seller. It has a pink ribbon on it. Thistle and moss, and then we have quince. And we just start out, Craig designed the original models for each one of the botanicals, and then Candy and Cheryl work to follow the model and try. We don't make them exactly the same each time, but very, very close to each other. Sometimes we will, because of the elements, the ingredients that go into our botanicals are they are imported from out of a particular element, and then we have to redesign it and find something else that will work in its place. So they work to try to come close to what the model looks like without it looking like a contrived piece of something that a machine would make.
Now, tell us what people use these for. These are actually, you can put a scent together. Right?
Yes, this is a scent. Actually, at the top of the botanicals, you'll see the suede top is if you open the ribbon and remove the top, there's a bottle of essential oil, and each is different, and each has a corresponding candle that matches it. But to scent your room, you would take a portion of the oil and you scent the top layer. It has instructions under the cap. It tells you how to do it, and you soak the top element, and then whenever you want your room to smell of that fragrance, you just lift the cap off.
And like you said, these do correspond with the actual candles themselves. Right?
Yes, they do. Yes, we have. They actually bring a lot of attention for a store that sets up a display of our botanicals. It brings a lot of attention over to our candles. We do sell a lot of these, but we do sell a lot more candles.
Now, we were talking too that you do have different lines. This is actually the True line, right? Do you want to tell us a little about that?
This is the True line. Our goal is to offer other lines later in the year, but we haven't gotten to the part where we're producing those yet.
But the True came from, you have a story there too, right?
Yes. True is actually, we were looking for just a real simple, clean name, and my aunt, who lives in Springfield actually, Bonnie Hamilton, she had a dog named True. It was named after her vet son, and we just thought that was just a really nice idea, and so far that's been a great selling feature of our line.
But what Joseph Thomas started and is really known for too is the candles, so we're going to take a walk over there and kind of see how they're put together.
Sure.
Okay, right now you're looking at the candles actually that are made here at Joseph Thomas, and in the larger boxes that you're looking at are what kind of candle?
It's a 12-ounce candle that burns between 60 and 70 hours. Just like the botanicals, we have 9 scents. Actually, during the holiday season, we have another one that's called Snow. That's a real popular. It has a white ribbon on it. It's a real clean smelling scent. We start off each day with between 60 and 100 pounds of paraffin, and overnight that melts in a double boiler. And we have a hose that we use to fill the containers. Right now we're cleaning votives. We have the long box that you see holds 9 votive candles. Those burn between 12 and 13 hours apiece, and we're getting ready. These candles were actually poured yesterday afternoon, and they set up overnight. They have to cure, and when they cure, around the edge they leave it looks like lace. They're just not real clean. So what we're doing now is we're taking a heat gun, and we go around each candle just to clean it off and make sure that it's the proper height and everything. Then we clip the wick on it before we put it in the suede box, and gets it ready to be go through quality control and put a ribbon around it heading over towards the shipping area.
So in addition to the larger boxes, which you said are the 12 ounce, is that right?
Yes, it's a 12-ounce candle.
You also have these votives.
Yes.
In all the different scents.
Yes, all the different scents, all 9. And that is actually for the winter shows. We do shows in Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, High Point, North Carolina, and Chicago. That was our largest seller, our most popular item that we have.
votives.
The votive collection, yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we're taking a look at some of the employees you have here, right?
Yes.
You have 8 full-time, you're
I
saying?
have 8 full-time employees. We're so fortunate. It's the best part of our business. They're real loyal. It's like their own candles are going out. They don't let anything hopefully go out that they're not proud of, and makes my job very easy.
Great, great. Well, again, this is another one of the items they have here at Joseph Thomas True, and it's the botanicals that we looked at as well as the candles. We're going to learn a little bit more about how the different scents, they're kind of unique scents that you have.
They're a complex recipe of essential oils.
And we'll find out a little bit more about how they came to be. Okay, I'm here now with the other partner, Craig Stevenson, right?
That's right.
And we're at Joseph Thomas True. Joseph Thomas with your True line,
is our
right?
line,
Okay.
right.
Now, tell us, you were actually the designer for the fragrances, correct?
That's correct. I did all the packaging and fragrance design, clearly designed both to appeal to both sexes. And I think that that's been key to our success, that it's not pink and satin and tulle and gardenia this time. You know, very complicated perfume-based fragrances, all 9 specifically made to be burned together. So any 2, 4, 6, all of them in the same room at the same time is a fantastic combination. And the idea is that the client creates their own signature home fragrance by layering multiple notes. I didn't make it up. It's a very Jo Malone theory to fragrance, and she's worked under the premise for 25 years now.
Okay. Now, tell us what some of the different fragrances you have are.
Like Willow is our #1 fragrance, bar none. We never write an order without it. It's very Aveda inspired. It has this really crisp top note of lemongrass essential, very spa quality. Bellagio burns it in the common areas of their spa tower. Our #2 is Dogwood Blossom, and it's actually Neiman Marcus's #1 fragrance in our line. Distinctly feminine, but paired with persimmon and willow in the same room becomes completely unisex. Beyond that, I mean, I just really tried to classify our fragrances into 4 distinct categories: fruits, earthy, fresh and clean, floral scents, but then not make any of the florals like these thick bouquets of roses. For example, Forsythia, which is probably our heaviest floral fragrance, I look to Vera Wang's original perfume rollout. That was my starting point as far as combining florals together. Started greening it up with tons of cucumber and grass notes, even a little bit of sage to give it a weird earthiness. So even, it's definitely a floral scent, but not so overtly feminine that, you wouldn't want to burn it in a bedroom where a man was sleeping.
Right. Now, did you do like some tests with this, or is this purely your nose that you decided on this way?
You know what, it was weird because when I started doing packaging concepts and scent concepts, I kept putting things, I'd packaged all these boxes in all these different materials. I knew that I wanted to use this brown suede, and I kept putting these boxes in front of people and saying, pick your favorite 3. And nobody was picking the brown suede.
Oh, really?
So I quickly decided, that I was just looking for some, validation, and just quit doing it. So no, I really just kind of followed. I designed the line for myself because I didn't know what else to do. Specifically targeted the places where I would shop. Neiman Marcus was like a goal from the beginning. The line was designed to go into their cosmetics department. They picked us up 8 weeks after we launched the product line. So no, I really did not do like all this test marketing that I think that most people traditionally would do.
Right. It's just your goals.
Yeah.
Now, you also work with all the vendors, right? And how many places around the world actually are you selling them?
Yeah, I manage all of our vendors and our customers. We currently, I want to say probably about 550 boutiques, and then Neiman's are carrying us now. And we really have the creme de la creme of accounts. Fortnum & Mason, the exclusive purveyor to the Queen of England, is our exclusive in London. We just wrote our first Saudi Arabian account, Ghana, Africa, Singapore. We're heavy in Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, Mexico, South America, obviously Canada. And then our sprawl in the U.S. is everywhere. And just really, we've been so lucky to really score the best accounts in the country. Checkers in Aspen, events in Houston. Really just the best boutiques on the planet. And then of course Neiman's, is our exclusive department store, and we really, you know, they're definitely our prized account. They alter our perceived value. Their sell-through is phenomenal. Their client is our exact demographic. The price point does not, you know, scare off their buyers.
Okay. Now, in addition to the candles, you also have botanicals, right? Is that something new that you do?
No, I mean, we rolled them out together, and they were really an afterthought just to give, you know, more SKUs to the line, since we only have 9 fragrances. Really made them as a visual draw to the candles, and didn't expect that they would retail out so well. I mean, it's an expensive potpourri.
Yeah.
You know, they generally retail between $60 and $75 depending on location. And amazingly enough, sell-through is great, particularly Northeast, California, you know, most of the West Coast, and Texas. Like in the Southeast, sell-through isn't so great, but almost invariably all of our retailers buy them just for the display. The consumables, the candle, the botanical lasts forever. It comes with enough oil to keep it charged as a potpourri for over a half year, and then we sell recharge bottles for $15. So,
a lot of other lines that you're working on, right?
Right.
What's the next step here for Joseph True?
True is just is our first line, and the company, and the kind of the focus of the company is to be like the source for luxury items to live and entertain in your home. We roll out Kept in January. Excuse me. Kept rolls out in January, specifically geared to the bathroom. It's our luxury lavatory collection. We're doing it in partnership with Peacock Alley. They'll produce our towels, bath mats, robes, slippers, washcloths. Same luxe look. It'll always be this rich chocolate brown stainless combo. But with Kept, we'll swap out all of our suede for chocolate brown latex rubber. The water imperviousness of the rubber, like, makes a lot of sense in the bathroom, dipping bottles in it where they don't slide on your tub. But, you know, kind of a traditional bath line, in that it'll be soaps and lotions and, you know, lots of tub treatments, masks and butters. And that is how we will introduce new fragrance. So we'll probably add 5 new fragrances with Kept. And again, they'll all be specifically made to layer with True. The third line, hopefully we will start to launch it next summer. It's called Maintain. Luxury home maintenance products, kind of flip our packaging concept at that point. The idea is that your Windex bottle matches your Viking stove so flawlessly you don't need to put it away. And again, hopefully we'll do that in conjunction with Viking, use their exact stainless for all of our packaging on that. Fourth line is Taste, geared to entertaining. We're talking to Villeroy and Bach about an alignment on that. Tabletop, china, again, bring Peacock Alley back in to do linens for it, paper goods, invitations, music, and prepared foods by mail order.
Wow. So you have a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
It's keeping you busy. Great. Well, that's some exciting stuff that's going on. Again, it's all happening in Fredericktown, right in the burg in Washington County.
If you can believe it.
Yeah, that's exciting. And what are some of the, right now, if somebody was interested in picking up some of your candles or botanicals, where locally can they do that?
Locally in Springfield, we're at Nancy's Place. In Bardstown, we're at Mary's. And At Mary's was really like one of our test stores when we before we launched the line, just to test sell-through. So Mary's had us, like, she was literally our first account. It's amazing how many of these candles she has sold.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been Gary White down in Fredericktown at Joseph Thomas.